Hi, this is Eric from IFS Academy, and today we will explore the IFS Scoring System. After you have watched this video, you will have a better understanding of the system and be able to apply this knowledge to your work with IFS. The IFS Scoring System is based on three fundamental pillars, which are part of the IFS philosophy. These pillars are continuous improvement, uniformity, and the gradient rating system, and they are all connected. Let's find out exactly what that means. Every IFS requirement can either be scored with fulfillment, a deviation, or a non-conformity. There are exceptions, but we'll get to that later. Full compliance of a requirement is an A. Almost full compliance is a B. When only small parts of the requirement are implemented, it's a C. And when nothing is implemented, that's a D. Of course, these letters have corresponding scores. A is 20 points, B is 15 points, 5 points for a C, and a subtraction of 20 points for a D. Now you might be asking, where do you draw the line between a B and a C? This is where the unique IFS scoring system really shines. All deviations, including B and C, are written down in the audit report and also in the corrective action plan. But only when a C is scored does the company need to define a concrete date for the implementation of the corrective action, as well as specifying who is responsible for the implementation. IFS auditors are calibrated to understand the different consequences of a B and a C scoring for a company and will score requirements accordingly. The second category of scorings are non-conformities. They are the more severe kind of deviation, as it were. We have a major non-conformity and a KO, knockout non-conformity. If these are scored, the company will at first not be allowed to receive an IFS certificate. However, when only a single major is scored, the company can conduct a follow-up audit in a defined time frame. When the non-conformity is then resolved, the company will get the certificate, but with a subtraction of 15% of the total points that the company could have achieved. If the end result then drops below 75%, the audit will still be failed. A major can be scored for any requirement when crucial things are violated. For example, concerning product safety, customer requirements, or legal aspects. A KO can only be scored for KO requirements. These are extremely important requirements that are essential for any IFS certified company. In the IFS Food, for example, there are 10 of them. An auditor can only score an A, a B, or a D for these requirements. A D scoring is equal to a KO. And when this happens, the company will not get a certificate and will have to schedule a completely new audit. This brings us to the next pillar of the IFS scoring system: continuous improvement. Through the gradient rating system, a company knows exactly how severe the deviations are. And what's more, because every single deviation is written down in the audit report, the company can also draw corrective actions for each deviations and improve themselves over time. And in that way, a C can easily be improved to a B or even an A in the next audit. IFS auditors will always read the audit report of the previous audit to check whether the company has implemented the corrective actions properly. And lastly, the scoring system provides a uniform basis for all audit reports. And because readers know exactly what each score means, reports and thus also companies can easily be compared. This is good news for companies, as the playing field is even and there's no room for shady tricks. All in all, our scoring system is at the heart of every IFS standard and is ultimately the thing that makes working with the IFS standards so easy. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like. We're also looking forward to hear your suggestions for another video. Take care and until next time.